Since we did this last year, I've kind of realized that I refer back to this framework all the time. So, as an example, last week I wasn't very productive. And I would say the main reasons are I went out every single night. That's You and I were talking about this a little bit, but I went through a personal challenge where I said to myself, okay, I'm going to do anything that's unreasonable this week. So anything I would normally never do, I'm just going to do it this week. So I said no to certain meetings. I normally would never go out on the Monday evening, but I still ended up going out on the Monday evening. And I was doing all these different things, right? And so I noticed my productivity started to dip. I was not getting stuff done on time. I was still meeting deadlines, but it was, at a certain cost. I found myself working at midnight all of a sudden, which has not happened in ooh, so long. I don't even remember. But I started to notice my productivity dip, and I asked myself, okay, why is this happening? What's the main cause here? And when I thought about the T framework, I noticed, okay, is it a time issue? No. I had all the time in the world to do these things that I needed to do. Even though I was changing my routine and everything, I still had the time to do everything. So it wasn't a time issue. I had the time to do stuff. Was it an energy issue? Uh, at the beginning of the week, not so much, but as the week went on, it became more of an energy issue because I didn't sleep as much compared to uh, my normal routine. Right? Because I was staying up later, I was working at midnight instead of doing all my stuff, before lunchtime. So it kind of became an energy issue, and it wasn't an attention issue. It did become an attention issue because the more energy I lacked, the easier I became distracted and started to focus more on different things. And now I started to focus on more of, my personal challenge of doing things that I consider unreasonable instead of focusing on the bigger goal, which is more related to what we're trying to do here at Asian Efficiency. But the main culprit, I would say, was the energy thing. I was just not getting enough sleep. I was still exercising and I was still eating healthy and stuff, but I wasn't sleeping as much. And even though it was only like 4 or 5 days when this happens, one poor night of sleep can just throw everything off, right? I'm sure you've had that before, right? You sleep for like 4 hours and you go, what the hell happens? I
Yes.
like everything just was going according to plan. I did my evening ritual, did everything else, and then sometimes we just still sleep poorly, right? And so you can still minimize all of that, but this particular week, last week, was just so challenging in that sense. And I just noticed my energy started to go down. And so I said, okay, this is the thing I need to address, right? And so I started going back through our other courses that we have inside the dojo, just learning about, okay, what was the thing again that I need to know about sleep? What's the evening ritual again? How do I make sure I stick to that? Oh yeah, like I need to wear my blue blocking glasses at night. Let's make sure I do that. And I noticed that I sleep best when it's like 10 o'clock, right? At the latest, not 1 o'clock in the morning, because my body just naturally wakes up at 7:30 at the latest. So if I want to get enough sleep in, I just need to go to bed earlier, which is a really simple formula. But yeah, this is just a really simple framework, but I always reference it anytime I try to diagnose what do I need to do to optimize. So it's kind of a lifelong thing because everything just changes all the time. So don't feel like you have to statically just pick one area and focus on it and then move on to the next one. It's really a dynamic framework that you can reference all the time.